The blindness to the apostles and elders of great millstone that will and teach well, peace and salutations to the brothers and the folk on us at this earth pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. But I'm going to talk about a short impromptu video. So we're taking this video that we are looking at here, and this is breaking news. So let's pull it back from the top.
Breaking news now, digital ID will be made law for all adults in an effort to tackle small boats. Downing Street believes that a mandatory ID card system will help stop illegal immigrants working. Let's bring in our political Aurora. Mari, what more do we know about this?
Yeah, well, Gareth, this is interesting because this is something that has been spoken about a lot. Tony Blair, for instance, has been talking about this for years and years as what he always believed was one of the best ways to try and reduce illegal immigration and the ability for people to work illegally here in the UK. But Sky News understands that we will have an announcement, could be as soon as tomorrow, from the Prime Minister on these mandatory ID cards, an ID card system, the Brit card. And essentially what this will mean, it will be mandatory for all adults here in the UK. It will make it easier for employers and for landlords to make sure that those they are employing or renting or to actually have the right legal immigration status here in the UK. They can do it using a smartphone app. It's also, according to the government, going to make their status or their ability to kind of qualify to be able to work here in the UK. And essentially, this is all about immigration. This is all about trying to tackle small boats crossings. We've had a lot of conversation about small boats and about other European countries, especially the French, who have been concerned with the kind of pull factors here in the UK in terms of being able to work in the black market, being able to work illegally here in the UK. We already know that France has an ID card system. They've had it for many, many years. And it's something that the UK has always resisted, partly because of questions around civil liberties and freedoms, but also because many governments in previous times said they didn't think it was the best approach. Now, clearly, Keir Starmer has been persuaded of the benefits of a digital ID card system and has been persuaded that this might have a significant impact on small boats crossings. The question really, and this is always going to be the million-dollar question, is once this comes into play and once it is enforced, how much of an impact could it have on small boats crossings? And if it has a really significant impact on small boats crossings, and it really kind of starts to eradicate that pull factor for illegal migrants coming to the UK, because I think they can essentially make money on the side illegally, as opposed to somewhere like that in France. How much of an impact does that have? And if it doesn't have a huge impact, then of course size of disappointment, I think, from within the Labour Party.
Let me get some precepts now. Right, because you see, it could be easier for landlords and employers to see if you have the correct, the correct immigration documents. However, that don't really make sense, because if it's a landlord or employer, like in the case of Trinidadians here with the Venezuelans, when they employ any, them know them paying them less or basically minimum wage. They have no NIS to pay because they're not citizens of the country, even if they have a fucking work permit. Right? That is how they issue them. So clearly, it is not just for landlords and employers. That is talk. Right? That is so the so-called relevant authorities could identify you and have a count and track your account on your whereabouts and all these things. Right? In Revelation 12:12, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knew that he had but a short time. Yeah. Because, hey, look how going. She say, Tony Blair was talking about this for years and years and years. And it's here. It is here now. Right? Because why they know they have but a short time. Why now? Why not since 2000? Why not since 2005, 2006? I think look the year they bring it in 2025, right? And I just see a post from what I was saying the EU launching the CBDC by October this year, which is next week or week after, I think. Well, basically the end of next week, more or less. I think. No, Slovakia is week after. Yeah. Right. No, that's next week. Yeah, next week is October. Next week Thursday, I believe. Thursday or Friday. Anyhow, nevertheless. Yeah. All right. So as we see, and they're pushing onto the digital system, to digitalize the control. You know, when they're speaking about immigration and labor, and if it do have the impact it's supposed to have, the Labour Party would be disappointed and really, right? So that means they're looking for a particular outcome, and we know the elites, they will bring a problem, let the people run around headless for a little bit, and then offer a solution, and a harmful solution as well, you know. Say, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. You understand? Yeah, it is in the power of their hand to practice wickedness. Job 9 and 24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. You know, so the ones who make these laws, right? The ones who make laws and enforce them, you know what I mean? They are not righteous, you know. They're not righteous, they doing their own thing. They just making laws to what? To support their agenda. And right now they're trying to fast track it. It's a woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. Yeah, and that is what this is. This is just grievousness, yo. She's telling me a man can't work normally no more. You understand? And the whole small boat thing, the small boat situation, they will implement that here soon. Especially with tensions rising between Trinidad and Venezuela and all kind of, and the US and Venezuela. They'll implement that here soon because the majority of the Venezuelans didn't come across here via, the airport or the port. They come in on a small boat, in some secluded part of the country. That is how they come in. So in essence, this is a look into the future of Trinidad and Tobago, right? This will happen here, especially because we are entering into the third time our war as well. Right? They go bring it across as the same thing as you say. Keep track of them. You will see if they have the right immigration documents for the employer. They go bring it across more or less the same way, in the same light. However, we all know there's a deeper and darker reasoning behind it. Right? We all know that. Psalm 64 and 6. They search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, but the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. Yeah, you understand? Don't feel there's no fly by night system they're implementing. No, this is thought out very well. You understand? And they're dropping it in a time where we see in the height of everything, the height of war, the height of crime, the height of economical devastation, right? Dollars, economies falling, feeling, stock markets crashing, things that the financial world was held up on are being replaced because they eroding. You know what I mean? The what is the word I'm looking for? The foundation. You know what I mean? Of commerce being reconstructed into this digital platform, right? And this is and they had to set the base more or less that paved the way for it before they finally introduce it. So they go in around, you know what I mean? They want to make sure everything has a digital construct from your identification to your medical, what's the medical history and everything will become digital, right? And this is just the start of it, you know. This is the beginning of the end, right? So with that, I hope it was informative. Through spirit and power of your Bashem, your Shai Bashem, Kakadash. Until next time, Shalom.